In this very short presentation, we're going to demo how a cash budget actually works. Now, this is really important for you to look at this very carefully, because in the next block, lesson block, you're going to actually be working out, we're going to be doing some cash budgets. So I'm just going to point out the main parts of this to you. So what's really important about a cash budget is that you have a heading, and the heading should be cash budget. I've just put here for Haddon Enterprises and the period you're doing this over. Now, what you've got to remember is the cash budget is looking into the future. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be looking into the month of January, February and March to decide. So I could be sitting in December or November just now, and I want to be looking at January, February and March to see how I think my finances are going to be then. Remember, a cash budget is for the future. You're going to use the 3 columns for the 3 months, and in this case we've got January, February and March, and we've got a little pound sign just so we don't have to keep carrying the pound sign down all the time. Now, we are assuming that on the 1st of January we are going to have a balance, a cash balance of £3,700. So we're actually going to have that money, we hope, in our bank account or in our till or whatever at that time. Now, throughout the course of the month, we're going to be looking here at where we think there is going to be cash coming in. So what we have here at the left-hand side is we have product sales, cash sales, repair sales. So it could be that I'm actually selling, for example, vacuum cleaners, but I also do repairs of vacuums or straighteners or whatever it happens to be. Now, because they're cash sales, the money is going to be coming in there and then. So the 800 and the 1300 are going to be where we think we're going to receive sales in the month of January, money for those sales. If you look at the third one, it says product sales credit. Now, what that means is perhaps in November or December, we sold £2,800 worth of straighteners or vacuum cleaners or whatever we're choosing to use, and the people are only just going to be, the customers are just going to be paying for them in the month of January. So we know that that money is going to be coming in January because these are the terms that we gave our credit customers. We can't put them in for November because they didn't pay us any money in November. You've got to remember this is a cash flow statement. So we reckon that in the month of January they're going to be paying us, and they're going to be paying us 2,800. So to find the total cash in, we add those 3 together to give us £4,900. So that's the total cash in. What we've got to remember up at the top is we've also got the 3,700, which is a positive balance. So we're hoping we've got that 3,700 there, and we're going to be adding these 2 together before we deduct our cash out. So what we do then is we look at ways in which cash is going out. So we have to buy products with cash. Once again, if we're buying in cash, we're parting with the money just now. The wages, you'll notice the wage stays the same throughout the 3 months, January, February, March. Same with insurance, with rent. Our telephone bill, we reckon, is going to be, perhaps in February we do make a bit more calls, or in March we make less calls, whatever. So what we do is we add up our potential spending over those 3 months, and we're doing January just now, so for the month of January, the total cash out we reckon is going to be 2,460. Now, to reach this figure of 6,140, which is our closing balance at the end of January, we are adding together the opening balance of 37, the total cash in of 4,900, which is going to give you 8,600, and then we're going to deduct this 2,460, which is going to give us 6,140. Now, it's really important for you to see what happens next. That's our anticipated end of January balance, cash balance. We are then going to take this closing balance, and our closing balance for January becomes our opening balance for February. We go through the same process again in the month of February. We take all our cash sales, whether it's products or repairs. We have to remember that maybe in just December, for example, we sold £1,200 worth of electrical goods, whatever it was, and we're now hoping to get paid for them in February because we've given them a 2-month leeway to pay them. We add up our total cash in again as 2,600, remembering we've got our opening balance in February to add later on. We once again go through our all our cash outs, all our ways of spending money, giving us 2,765. When we add the 6,140 to the 2,600 and take off the 2,765, our closing balance potentially for February is 5,975. Once again, like we did before, all we do is we take it up and we add it on put the opening balance in closing for February becomes opening for March, and so on. And all we do is go through that process again. So at the end of March, we are hoping that we will have a cash balance of £4,082 from 3,700 at the start of January. Now, what can put the cat among the pigeons here is if you're actually buying an asset outright in one of the months. So for example, they could have bought a new machine in March that was maybe costing £10,000. What that would do potentially is put this closing balance down and give us a negative balance. Now, if you've got a negative balance, you've got to show it's a negative balance by putting a wee takeaway at the start of it, okay? Because that's really important, because we need to treat that as a minus. So this is a layout that you're going to use next day in your next block to be able to do some cash budgets. Thank you very much.